With spring coming, with the curfew and other COVID restrictions that have been lifting and loosening, we're all trying to find out what the new normal is going to look like. And I definitely see more commuters, pedestrians, and visitors in the city today than I did at this time last year. So this is a good opportunity to kind of reach out to the community about really some concerning increases that we're seeing here in the city in regards to impaired driving activity. And really to kind of, the message again is to solicit the voluntary compliance is more what it's about. We've had 84 people arrested in Portland since January 1 this year. This is about a 105% increase relative to last year and about a 71% increase over 2019. So it is not something that's just related to any sort of a reduction during 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. Disconcertingly as well, there's been 19 crashes so far this year that have involved OUI-related charges. Most OUIs involved alcohol, and some of those, the blood alcohol content range from 3 to 4 times the legal limit here in Maine. But 13 involved other drugs, including opioids, Xanax, methamphetamine, marijuana, and cough medicine. In one recent case, the driver indicated that she'd been drinking before driving and that she was also smoking marijuana and texting at the time of the crash that she was involved in. This is obviously a perfect trifecta of decision-making and is obviously an unsafe and unacceptable behavior on our roadways. Given what other states have experienced in terms of increased impaired driving, crashes, and fatalities related to recreational marijuana use, we don't want this to be an indication of things to come. Even over-the-counter drugs, like I already mentioned, can impair. And any such impairment to the slightest degree while operating a motor vehicle is a crime. A driver's license is not a right, it's a privilege, and under Maine law, drivers impliedly consent to blood, breath, and urine testing whenever there's probable cause to believe that they're impaired. Again, just restating, this is a serious public safety concern that can too often lead to crashes, injuries, and fatalities on all of our roadways. And as always, we're seeking the voluntary compliance of the public to drive safe and not recklessly. Like many departments, Portland has a certified drug recognition expert, or DRE, and we also just sent 10 officers of our uniformed officers to an ARIDE training, which stands for Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement. And these trainings essentially seek to enhance the competency of our officers in identifying signs of impairment and enforcing the law in that regard. So what we're really doing, again, is asking, we hope that people who feel impaired to the slightest degree will plan ahead, will think about and consider alternative ways to get home, whether that's designated drivers, ride shares, taxis, or calling a friend or a family member at the end of the night. But we just want people to get home and to get home safely. And I'll just turn it over at this point to Chief Deputy Naldo Gagnon from the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office.
And the Sheriff's Office patrols the rural areas of Cumberland County. We have also experienced an increase in the number of OUI arrests. Just to give you some of our numbers, January 1st to April 12th, 2020, there were 34 arrests, and at the same period this year, there were 56 arrests. That's nearly a 65% increase. Of the 56 arrests, 12 of those were involved in a crash. The arrests in the 8 of the incidences either had mixed drugs with alcohol and were charged with drug possession at the time of the arrest. Some of the drugs mentioned in the reports were cocaine, fentanyl, Suboxone, and marijuana. And we at the Sheriff's Office, or like Portland PD, we have people that are highly trained in OUI detection and drug detection for people that are operating under the influence. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Jonathan Sarbeck. I'm the District Attorney here in Cumberland County. I just want to thank the Chief and all the representatives from local law enforcement to be here. I think the message that's being portrayed here about the public safety, about the concerns with the rise in the city of Portland with regards to driving while impaired. This is a message that we do need to continue to get out there, that we do need to make sure people are aware that they are taking steps to avoid getting behind the wheel of a vehicle if they are impaired by either alcohol or drugs. We are continuing with prosecutions when necessary. In here, that the DA's office is still fully functional when it comes to prosecuting these charges.
Good morning. My name is Pat Moody. I'm the Manager of Public Affairs and Traffic Safety for AAA Northern New England. I'd first like to say thanks to the Portland Police Department and all the officers here behind me for their efforts to raise awareness of this growing concern on our highways. and to all the folks that work for you guys as well, for all the work you do in traffic safety to keep our roads safe. As you're likely aware, AAA is known for rescuing our members roadside, but we're also very active in advocating for highway safety. We do a lot of research, we do a lot of surveying to understand what people's perceptions and beliefs are. And here's some sobering findings. 90% of folks, actually well over 90% of folks, feel that impaired driving is a major threat to their safety and their family's safety on our roads. Yet, approximately 15% of those same folks admit to drinking and driving the last 30 days. About 7% admit to smoking or ingesting marijuana in the past 30 days. When we inquire about their perceptions of being arrested, well, that's a little different. It's about 68% feel that there's a strong chance that they could be arrested for drinking and driving. About 27% feel that they could be arrested for consuming marijuana and driving. So motorists are largely, they're concerned about impaired driving. They're concerned that it's a danger to themselves and everybody else on the road. They feel pretty strongly that they got a good chance of being arrested for it. Yet there's still a very large proportion of drivers that are out there doing that very dangerous behavior. This is a much bigger problem than a lot of people think. Over 1 million people are arrested every year to impaired driving in this country. On the national front, about 1/3 of all of our highway fatalities are the result of an impaired driver. About 10,000 to 12,000 people are killed in our country because somebody got behind the wheel impaired, or maybe grabbed onto the handlebars of their motorcycle impaired.